The Great Pyramid of Giza, a monumental wonder standing for over 4,500 years, built from more than 2 million stone blocks, each weighing an average of 2.5 tons. The question that has echoed through the ages is, how? How did an ancient civilization, without our modern technology, achieve such a feat? Forget what you've heard, it wasn't aliens. The evidence just isn't there. And another persistent myth, that it was built by slaves. Archaeological discoveries have completely busted this idea. In reality, it was tens of thousands of skilled, paid Egyptian workers. These were not laborers toiling under a whip. They were masters of their craft. They lived in organized cities right near the construction site. They were well-fed, eating prime cuts of beef, bread, and beer, and they were given honored burials near the pyramids. They took immense pride in their work, leaving behind graffiti that reads "The Drunkards of Menkaure" or "The Friends of Khufu Gang." This was a national project, a testament to their devotion and skill. So, the biggest question remains, how did they get those massive stones, some weighing up to 80 tons, to the top of a structure that would eventually stand nearly 500 feet tall? The most popular theory revolves around ramps, but what kind? A long, straight ramp would have needed to be over a mile long to maintain a manageable slope, becoming a construction project almost as massive as the pyramid itself. Another idea is a spiral ramp that corkscrewed around the outside of the pyramid as it grew. This is more efficient, but it would have obscured the pyramid's precise geometric lines, making it difficult to ensure the angles were perfect. A third, more recent theory suggests an internal ramp, spiraling upwards inside the pyramid's outer casing, a clever solution that solves many of the problems of external ramps. But lifting the stones is only half the battle. First, they had to get them there. Many of the core blocks were quarried locally, but the fine white Chora limestone for the casing and the massive granite beams for the inner chambers came from much further away, some from over 500 miles to the south in Aswan. For a long time, we thought they were dragged overland, an almost impossible task. But a recent, groundbreaking discovery has changed everything. An ancient papyrus, the diary of a man named Mirror, who was an inspector in charge of a work crew, describes a system of man-made canals. It turns out an ancient branch of the Nile River, along with these canals, flowed right to the base of the Giza Plateau, creating an inland port. They could float these gigantic blocks on specially built barges almost directly to the construction site. It was an incredible feat of hydraulic engineering. Once on land, they faced the final challenge, moving the heavy blocks across the sand. Ancient Egyptian wall paintings give us a clue. They show large groups of men pulling colossal statues on wooden sleds. For a long time, one detail was overlooked. A man standing at the front of the sled is shown pouring a liquid onto the sand. Experiments have proven that wetting the sand in front of a sled reduces the friction by a staggering 50%. This simple, ingenious trick made it possible for a smaller team of workers to pull enormous weights. It wasn't magic, it was physics. So, the secret to building the pyramids wasn't a single, magical solution. It was a perfect storm of brilliant ideas and incredible human effort. It was the clever use of water, both for transport and for moving blocks on land. It was the sophisticated design of ramps, and most importantly, it was the unparalleled organization and ingenuity of a civilization at the peak of its power. They were not just building a tomb, they were building for eternity. What do you think is the most ingenious part of their method? Let me know in the comments below. And if you love unraveling the mysteries of the past, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into history. Thanks for watching.